Today I fucked up by mixing up the names of two Indian co-workers who are 20 years apart. Too long didn't read. I have 3 Indian co-workers, and I referred to one by the name of the other in front of everyone on a Zoom call. I feel like such a typical ignorant white co-worker right now. I have 3 Indian co-workers at my office. Bob, 40-year-old guy. John, 25-year-old guy. Daniel, 25-year-old guy. So, on a teamed meeting Zoom call which included John, Daniel and a few other members of the team, I was telling Daniel about how Bob was working on some files for me. In the process of doing this, I had referred to Bob as John, and obviously they are distinctly different due to their big age gap alone. Nevertheless, I ended up being that / guy who can't tell book apart at the office, and I did it on a team meeting Zoom call. I am a year in working here, and Bob and John, whose names I mixed up, are both the 2 most recent people I have begun to work with, so I think that is partly why I mixed up the names. I also happened to have my eyes reading over John's name when I was talking about Bob, so I think I just had that extra influence to make the mix up. The worst part is that there was already a guy notorious for making this mistake with Daniel and another Indian guy from a separate department, and he was always chided for it behind his back. Velp looks like now that's me. When it happened, Daniel had begun to hint at my mistake and I quickly and kind of casually corrected myself and continued on to try to not make a big deal about it, but I still know it was noticed. I'm not sure if I should text John and apologize for the mix-up that he witnessed in my and Daniel's conversation. God, I feel like such an idiot. I mix up my friends' names up all the time and I've known them for a decade, so I think you're fine. I have dyslexia and I mix up people's names constantly. I just tell them, I'm really bad at remembering names. It's easier to explain go than that, then what actually happens in my head. I got 2 females mixed up so bad that one of them looked at me like I was crazy. I had to say that I was really sorry and I had to explain that sometimes I get words mixed up in my head, just because of first letters or the 2 words sound similar. My worst 3 are marshmallows versus mushrooms, and umbrella versus hanger, clothes hanger, and tomato versus potato. I literally have to force myself to think, is this a first item or a second item? Don't beat yourself up. I'm sure he gets it all the time anyways. As a brown person, I regularly get this. Similarly, being confused as a 45-year-old despite being in my mid-20s. It's just what you're used to visualizing, I guess. It's an unconscious manifestation. It's good that you're acknowledged it at least, and are reflecting on it. This racism thing has gone too far. Mixing up people's names is normal. I've even mixed up a brown person's name with a white person's name. Nothing happened, nobody died. Jesus Christ, people, why you torture yourselves like this? Just start mixing up all your co-workers' names. Might actually do this. Today I fucked up by adjusting the thermostat during sex. This didn't happen today, it was last August. My first post here, be nice XD. I met a nice lady in Seattle when I was working there for the time being. She was really funny and down to earth and pretty kinky. It was nice. We were in a hotel room and things started to get pretty hot and heavy. I don't remember what I did, but at one point she says, "That's so hot." What I heard was, "It's so hot." My naked ass, hard on in all its glory, hops out of bed and goes to the thermostat to turn up the AC. While I'm there I hear "No, honey," and I immediately realized what she had actually said. I can feel my face turn red and I awkwardly walk back to bed, embarrassed as can be. She smiled a little bit, thankfully that was it, and we picked up where we left off. When we were done we both laughed about it. XD. Too long didn't read. Misheard my partner during sex, thought she said "it's so hot" when in fact she said "that's so hot" and got out of bed to turn on the AC. That's actually really cute, you're adorable, and I don't mean that teasingly. So thoughtful. Thanks, smiley face. I mean, can't say you weren't being attentive to her potential needs. This is so endearing. I would be absolutely tickled to have a partner be so attentive. That's oddly cute, Lamal. Today I fucked up by being really hungry and almost being shot by the police. This happened in my 30s, so I have no excuse other than stupidity. I was a single guy living alone and hitting the gym hard every night after my 9-to-5 job, spending 3+ hours getting in great shape after a bad breakup. I made a ritual of getting a big tuna and veggies sub from Subway each evening, then watching TV while scarfing it down. One night, I had done a really hard workout and was exceptionally hungry, so I rewarded myself by getting a big steak bomb sub on the way home instead of the healthier option. The smell was driving me crazy, so I went a little faster than usual down a long, dark side street toward my condo. Suddenly, I saw blue lights in my rear view and got pulled over. Shit, speeding, this sucks. The officer came to my window, and seemed nice enough. He asked, "Is there any reason you should have been going that fast, 50 or so in a 35 miles per hour zone?" I said no. He went back to write my ticket. Now that big steak bomb sub in the seat next to me was smelling so damn good, and it suddenly occurred to my calorie deficient brain that this was my good reason to speed, and he would understand. So I grabbed the foil wrapped sub, and got out of the car. If I could get him to smell that heavenly smell, and explain, all would be forgiven. That's when I heard him say with an amplified voice, "Get back in the car." Now my brain was still really befuddled by my hard workout and hunger, and I let momentum take me a few steps closer to his squad car before stopping. Try picturing this. I didn't do what he told me to do, was still heading toward him, and had something glinting in the darkness in my hand. I suddenly saw him lean out of his squad car, point his gun right at me, and yell, "Stop." Oh hell yes, I stopped. He approached me, still ready to shoot me. At the same time I said, "It's a sub I really need to eat. That's why I was going too fast. I wanted to let you smell it, it's driving me crazy." He looked at me in amazement, and said in a shaky voice, "Do you know how close I just came to shooting you? By the way, I'm Caucasian. If I wasn't, I'm not sure if I'd still be alive." I then realized the true extent of my fuck up, and the ticket didn't seem like the worst part of my day. Yes, I enjoyed that damn sub. Just about 10 minutes later. TL, doctor pointed a sandwich at a cop in the dark, almost died. I bet you're glad you didn't say anything about the bomb you were carrying. That is some scary ass shit. Also, I don't ever remember Subway using foil. Maybe his house was a long way away, so he wanted to keep it warm in foil. But how was the sandwich? Gotta get them gains, brother. Gorilla, reps for Jesus.